500 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide. Green flag, showtime. The Knoxville Nationals are green. Welcome to Thursday Night Thunder here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. A perfect night of action here at the Lincoln Speedway in Pennsylvania. 358s and big block action just around the corner here. Round 8 of this 11-round season. We are so glad you could join us, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Marty Sakala. As always, we thank you all for tuning in here tonight on C2CRN as well as on Slide Job Racing Network. Well, it's been a while since we've had a Thursday Night Thunder broadcast on Slide Job Racing Network. However, though, we got a really tight battle in points coming on in. Trevor Giroux, Sam Bachman, Anthony Morano, your top three in the standings. And here are how the points shape out with the drops coming on in. Giroux with 346 points. Sam Bachman, Anthony Morano, each in a tie for second, 45 behind. Lincoln Speedway, a nice little short track in PA, but can also provide some very tight racing where you just don't know what's going to happen. Normally the low groove is the place to be. Sometimes that second groove, but very tight as well at the same time. And there's not a whole lot of room for error at this location. A good car count tonight for fixed 358s as we have 22 drivers with us. As we get set to go for action. Right now, looking at the times here on the charts, it is currently Anthony Morano the quickest in the number 32 with a 15.164. Drivers meeting currently underway as we speak, as we wait for qualifying to get going. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat below. Again, glad you could join us here on this Thursday night. Murano currently the quickest driver. Dylan Kinsey is second. Brett Walsh is third in the 52 ride, with Clay Christopherson running fourth and Craig Bristol rounding out the top 5. 7 races into the season, and we've not had a repeat winner. Actually, 1 repeat winner, and that is the Hitman with 2. We'll see if he can make it win number 3. Brandon Templeton, Anthony Murano, Brett Walsh, Blake Chapman, Isaac Salas, all the 5 winners that we have had this season, as well as Scott Rayum. Scott Rayum also winning this season. Jason Butterfield in the chat, checking in and rooting for Venom Racing as always. For some other drivers out here on the racetrack as we refresh through anything. Brian Dickens, Logan Wentz, each getting some track time. Just trying to make some improvements here to their race car, know what they're doing. Although, keep in mind, fixed setups here for 358 action. 6-lap heats tonight and a 30-lap feature around the corner. And make the car count now, ladies and gentlemen, at 23 drivers. Trent Verstraeten has just walked into the chat. Walked into the room. So we'll see another Venom driver join us here this evening. So checkers are out here. We are just about ready to go for 2 minutes of qualifying. You'll see the time. You'll see your favorite drivers pop up at the bottom of your screen, and the lap times will slide out throughout time trials. So let's see the first driver that makes its way onto the track. We're going to watch the driver of the number 83. That's the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer. Of course, Dittmer racing the Tim Sears paint scheme. And man, oh man, if you're a Super Dirt Car Series fan, that is got to be a tough pill to swallow for Tim Sears Jr. leading at Fulton when he had the steering brake on him. And unfortunately, his night came to an end early. It was Alex Jankowski that took home the win en route to the Summer Fast Championship. So Brandon Dittmer to set the first lap here on the board. Dylan Kinsey looking pretty quick as well, the 6:39, as he goes quick time with a 16:25. Now make it Isaac Salas with a 16:11. Brett Walsh second quick at a 16:14. Let's watch the Hitman make his way through 3 and 4. Again, green means you're working a better lap. Orange means you are slow. Rayom jumps up to 3rd. Kinsey down to 4th. Brian Dickens across the checkered flag goes 4th quickest in the 122. That's a 16:23. Sam Bachman also with an improved lap time. On lap 1, 16:31. That may have been his lap 2 time. We'll just have to see here as he comes across the checkered flag. This is a better lap from Bachman. 16:18 on lap number 2. Up to 3rd quickest for the 107. And so qualifying is done. Isaac Salas, the quickest driver here. We'll have 3 heats for you this evening. And so that will put Michael Vitale, Jeff Barker, and Dan McLaren on pole position as they are 10th, 11th, and 12th. Of course, remember we invert the top 4 drivers, so that's what leads to them starting on pole position. Well, we're ready to go for our first heat race of the night. Heat race number 1 is brought to you by Gambler Motorsports, official team of the Coast to Coast Racing League. Michael Vitale, as I mentioned, on the pole position in the 213. Next to him, Craig Bristol. He's in the number 39. Row 2, Scott Rayom in the 444. That's Isaac Salas to his outside in car number 5. Row 3 on the inside, Trent Verstraeten in the Venom Racing number 88 to his outside. The Ant-Man, Anthony Murano in the 32. Final row tonight, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in car number 83. And Clay Christopherson rounds out the field in the number 51. So those will be the 8 drivers that will battle for pole. Every heat is 6 laps tonight. Everybody transfers into the show regardless. Steve King Foundation pace car already on pit road. Green flag is out for heat race number 1, underway with the 358s. Vitale immediately slides up and nearly slumped too much. Opens the door for Scott Rayom to take the lead. Vitale again sideways, 3 wide. Vitale up on 2 wheels. And he's flipping over and over. Craig Bristow and Anthony Marano make contact. Scott Rayom from 3rd to the lead. Verstraeten from 5th to 2nd. And Clay Christopherson from the back to 3rd. Isaac Salas didn't even gain any ground from it. He's here on board with the 5. He sends it underneath. Tried for the slide job and Clay Christopherson for 3rd. That doesn't work out. Salas Diamonds turns number 1 and 2. Tries to peek underneath the 51. Now he does in turn 3. Up the hill he goes for just a moment. They're door to door off the corner. Salas has 3rd at the line. Slight contact between the 2 Nerf bars. And now Christopherson counters back underneath. So the full throttle 51 back up into the 3rd spot. Quickest car on track is Rayom, the leader, 16:24. Verstraeten and everyone else on back at a 16:3 at least. White flag of the year this time by 1 lap to go. Best battle remains the race for 3rd between Christopherson and Salas. Can Christopherson possibly close in on Trent Verstraeten? We'll have to see. Field is off turn number 4. Checkers wave as it is Scott Rayom that wins heat 1. He's on pole tonight. Verstraeten 2nd, Christopherson 3rd, Salas 4th, Dittmer 5th, Bristow 6th, Vitale 7th, and Marano 8th. Butchie Baker in the chat rooting for Venom. Hope you're doing well, and hello to Kelsey, as always rooting for Isaac. We now move on to Heat 2, brought to you by Regency Home Inspections. Here's how the field lines up. The Brew to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513 on pole position. Now be in Brewerton a week from tomorrow with CRSA, so that'll be a fun time watching the 305 Sprints race there for the first time ever. Next to him, current series points leader, the Philly Flyer with the drops, Trevor Giroux. Row number 2, Brian Dickens. He's in the 122. To his outside, the Hitman, Brett Walsh, in the 52. Row 3, Dean Reynolds in a brand new Dirt Vision paint scheme in the 79. To his outside, the return of John Marano in the Marano Racing number 33. Final row tonight, Michael Vecchio. He's in the 007. To his outside, it's been a while since we've seen this guy in a modified. Brennan Lacey, the lowline master. And that may be, I don't know if that's his nickname, Trailer Park Pimpin' or what, but that's what's on the rear end. In the 114. Green flag is out for Heat 2. Winner starts the outside of the front row. Already 3 wide. Walsh looked to thread the needle, but moves his way up into 2nd, past Jeff Barker. Reynolds sideways leans off of Dickens. Marano has to back out of it to avoid spinning out the 79, but they're side by side for the race lead. Giroux and Walsh and the Philly Flyer able to clear, entering turn 3. Barker trying to fight back for that 2nd position. Dickens with an opportunity to take away the 3rd spot. On board with the Hammer Down Racing 122. Great exit off the corner for Dickens. As they're still Hoosier to Hoosier, Dickens moves up into 3rd. Halfway home of the heat, Giroux quickest driver, 16:24. Walsh not too far behind, 16:33. John Marano, Brennan Lacey have crashed. We stay under the green flag. On board the 520, staying away from the slick stuff. On the bottom where the track is rarely a skating rink. You see Giroux, the Philly Flyer, keeps it on the outside of the slippery stuff throughout the corner. When he's driving in, hangs it on the bottom and decides to push the car up. White flag's out, final lap of Heat 2. So it's Giroux leading, Walsh 2nd, Dickens 3rd, and Reynolds 4th. The Philly Flyer off of turn number 4. Trevor Giroux, oh Canada, starts to the outside of the front row. Brett Walsh 2nd, Brian Dickens 3rd, Dean Reynolds 4th, Jeff Barker 5th, Vecchio is 6th, John Marano 7th, and Brennan Lacey 8th. Final row here tonight brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. So 23 drivers make up the car count for our fixed 358s. Dan McLaren, Soupy on pole position in the number 88 to his outside. His Venom teammate, Brian Lawson, he's in the Regency Home Inspections, number 9. Row 2, pair of full throttle teammates this time. It's Dylan Kinsey in the 639 and Sam Bachman in the 107 to the outside. Row number 3, Logan Wentz, also off of the FTM team. To his outside, Bob DeGood in the number 7 machine. DeGood driving for the Can-Am Racing team. And final driver on the grid tonight, the Salty Dog, the Mayor, Steve Bixler, in car number 75. Winner starts inside of row number 2 tonight, so that's third position as we go green for Heat 3. McLaren washes up the hill for just a moment. Lawson with a great drive off at turn number 2 to hold the race lead for now. Everybody 2 by 2 in the corner. No yaw for McLaren through turn number 3, and Lawson leads lap 1, 3 wide for the second position. Dylan Kinsey backs out of it to avoid hitting the driver, the number 88, as McLaren loses second to Sam Bachman. Now Bachman challenges the 9 for the race lead, trying on the top shelf, but can't get the drive off at turn 4, follows the number 9. Good action off at turn number 2. McLaren and Kinsey door to door for third. And now Bachman peeks underneath for the race lead. Can he get bite off for turn number 4? He can't. Lawson hanging on for right now. Both running 16:35s that last lap, but Bachman, quickest driver on track in the 107. Sends it deep. Slide job, Bachman. Lawson counters it back, but the 107 clears and takes the lead with 2 to go. Third quickest in qualifying was Sam Bachman, so he started 4th in heat race number 3. Dan McLaren 3rd, Logan Wentz 4th. Everyone makes the show regardless of what happens. Final lap underway. Lawson looking for options. High side's his best place, but won't be able to challenge Sam Bachman. The 107s looked flawless throughout this heat. Sam Bachman picks up the win in heat 3. Lawson 2nd, McLaren 3rd, Logan Wentz 4th, Dylan Kinsey 5th, Bob DeGood 6th, and Steve Bixler 7th. So we will step aside and take commercial break. When we come back, it's 3:58 time right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
You're watching the Coast to Coast Racing League 358 division on the C2C Racing Network, presented by Flatline Racing Bodies.
So moments away from getting going here with our first feature of the night, featuring the fixed 358s. Current times at the moment, Sam Bachman the quickest, 16.160. Want to mention as well the driver 4th in points, Dean Reynolds. We talked about the top 3 in the standings. Dean's not too far behind. He's actually 11 points behind Bachman and Morano, so he's 56 points back on Trevor Giroux for the 358 points lead. Butterfield says we need to meet up next Friday. Oh, we will, that's for sure. I'm looking forward to hanging out with the D-shaped Dirt Demon next Friday with CRSA. So, whoops, wrong button I wanted there. And Bachman currently the quickest. Isaac Salas rides in the second spot. 16:23 right now for the driver of the number 5. Brett Walsh third, Scott Rayom fourth, and Brandon Dittmer currently round out the top 5. So we are set to go for our first feature of the night. That's set for 30 laps. Let's meet the field and give you your RSN Trackside starting lineup. On the pole, it's Scott Rayom in the number 4. To his outside, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux in the 075. Row number 2, Sam Bachman in the 107. To the outside, it's Trent Verstraeten in the 88. Row 3, the Hitman, Brett Walsh, the number 52. And to the outside, Brian Lawson in car number 9. Row 4, it's Clay Christopherson in the 051. And Brian Dickens in the 122. Rounded out the top 10, it's Dan McLaren in the 88 and Isaac Salas, slide job, in the 5. Row 6, Dean Reynolds in the 79 and Logan Wentz in the 118. Row number 7, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83 and the Brewer to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Row 8, Dylan Kinsey in the 639 and Craig Bristol in the 89/39. Final set of drivers tonight, Michael Vecchio, Bob DeGood, row number 9. Michael Vitale, John Morano, row number 10. Steve Bixler, Anthony Morano, row 11. Brennan Lacey starts from the rear in 23rd. My pick to win this evening, I'm going to go with the driver from the 3rd spot tonight. Give me Sam Bachman for the win. White flag is out. We go back to the green flag this time by. We are ready to go for the Flatline Racing Bodies green flag. It's round number 8 of the summer season for the Coast to Coast Racing League. Scott Rayom, Trevor Giroux set to bring us to green off for turn 4. It's time to get it on. Three wide nearly for the 3rd position as the field makes their way to turn 3. Brian Lawson pushes up and nearly catches the wall. Everybody scatters to find a way to miss him. Lap number 1, meanwhile, led by Trevor Giroux. Rayom 2nd. Great battle for 3rd between Verstraeten and Bachman as the field makes their way down the back chute. Bachman with a preferred line underneath. Now peeks underneath his full throttle teammate for the 2nd spot in Scott Rayom. Bachman was scored 4th at the start-finish line. Brett Walsh rounds out the top 5. Clay Christopherson running 7th. Quickest car on the racetrack at a 16:51. Looks underneath on Brian Dickens for 6th, but held up because of the Hitman. And now Christopherson looks for an opening, but unable to find something there. Trevor Giroux, the Philly Flyer, still remains out in front of Scott Rayom. 0.3 of a second to gap. Sam Bachman trying everything to look downstairs for 2nd, but slide job Scotty keeps protecting the driver of the 107. Oh, Verstraeten around in front of the Hitman. What a save! Oh, maybe not. That's a big lick that the 88 takes in front of Craig Bristol. No caution. And Verstraeten has a damaged front end. Where in the world is this yellow if you're iRacing? Right there, my goodness. The virtual race director. Not our not our admin for the night. That's a different guy. The iRacing race director, who is pretty much AI, Has to be drunk or something. All right, couple of replays to watch here for you. Let's show you Verstraeten. First off, what a save he makes right here after contact with Bachman. He can thank Walsh for being that. If not, he goes around. But trying everything to hang on. No, the contact with Walsh is what sent him sideways. Dino gets damage off of the roof. There's Greg Bristol. There's Morano. And actually, Bristol went up and over in the 39. Let's go back. Let's go on board with Bristol here. Trying to pass drivers around the outside. Just got off the throttle too late. And again, nowhere to go for him. Let's ride with Anthony Morano in this 32. Hanging out the back of the pack, minding his own business. On the binders. Yanked that baby to the right. However, though, physics were not his friend. So our first restart coming up here. It'll be lap 7 when we take the green flag. Scott Rayums and Sam Bachman, your front row. I'm sorry, Trevor Giroux and Scott Rayum, row 1. Sam Bachman, Brian Dickens, Isaac Salas round out the top 5. Back to green, 6 laps complete. Giroux nearly touches the inside Jersey barrier as he's wheel-to-wheel with Rayum off at turn number 2. The 4 goes to the point. Now can he secure it at the start-finish line? Over the 75, 4 wide for just a moment as Brett Walsh gets a little bit sideways. He catches it, but we're back to yellow. Brennan Lace. Oh, the leaders tangle. Oh, my goodness. Up and over goes Bachman. What the hell just happened? So Brennan Lacey and Dean Reynolds collided. I'm not sure if that was a factor to do with it. So they're coming back out onto the racetrack. Lacey gets back out with no issues. Same with Dino. He gets it up in the wall. Leaders are coming, and Dino has a problem right in front of the leaders. That has got to be disheartening if you're a full throttle driver. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. On board Dickens. Absolutely nowhere to go in that one. That will be an interesting inquiry in the full throttle garage. So Isaac Salas, now the new leader in all of this. So Salas selects the top. Brett Walsh to his inside. Row 2, Brian Dickens and Sam Bachman, but he's got damage to the 107. Dan McLaren, Logan Wentz, row number 3. Brandon Dittmer, Brian Lawson, row 4. Jeff Barker, Dylan Kinsey round out the top 10. We're back to green. Salas on the outside will watch for the aerial shot. Bachman for second. Walsh hangs on. Wentz and Dickens nearly made contact. Bachman with a land the 52, but he backed out of it to avoid getting squeezed into the wall. Nearly 4 wide in turn 4 for just a moment. Dan McLaren could have been a part of that. As the 2nd through 5th place drivers all on the high side. Wentz trying to find some ground on Dan McLaren. Utilize the high side to work. Yes, he can. Yellow, though. Craig Bristol once again upside down. Brennan Lacey also collected. Same with Bob D. Good. We'll get to a Malcolm's replay to show you what happened. So they're in the back of the pack. Ooh, slight contact off of Christopherson, and then Bristol. Okay, that is a very strange rollover. Hits the 7 head on. and the car caught air from the left side. That'll likely end the day for Bristol. See contact with Morano. Yeah, right there. And the gravitational pull was forced onto the right side. Normally that gravitational pull is forced down on the front end because of the impact it just took. Mark checking in, rooting for the race leader. All right, single file restarts rest of the way. We are ready to come back to the green flag. Salas now leading this train of 21 drivers that remain on the track. Bachmann for second. Nope. Everybody stays on the top side. First side-by-side battle, Dan McLaren trying Brian Dickens for the fourth spot. But now you got Dickens low on Wentz. That battle for fourth, excuse me. I was looking at the race for the fifth position. Let's bring up the 5-lap average, show you who the quickest driver is on the track. I'm going to take a guess who it is. Isaac Salas it is, but Bachmann in third. Matching the pace of Salas. If he can get second, look out. Dickens and Wentz got together in the battle for fourth. They keep it straight. I was going to say, oh, big slider from Dickens, that 122. Him and Wentz racing each other very hard on the track. Caution flag waves. Bob DeGood and Dean Reynolds, and that'll likely end both of their nights. Left front gone off of the number 7. The two drivers here are actually racing for a position despite being a lap down. Oh, Rayom got turned in front of DeGood. Then Dino was just trying to dodge it. Go on board with the 79 machine. Now, I saw another driver going in. I think that was Vitali or John Morano. One of the brighter race cars. I'm sorry, Vitali's got a white car. I couldn't tell who that was, but that could have started everything, possibly. All right, lights are off. We come back to green. Hopefully Isaac can get a run going here in the sprint to the finish. Here we come for the restart. So Salas holds serve as we begin the second half of tonight's race. Everyone on the high side. First driver underneath is Dylan Kinsey, who's back in the 10th position. Haven't mentioned your biggest move of the race so far. It's Anthony Morano from 22nd to 11th tonight, but you want to give credit as well to Slide Job where it is. He started 10th in this feature and is currently leading this one. Good race for fourth once again. Dickens and Wentz continue to go to war. Wentz moves up to the fourth spot. For right now, Dickens pushes him up just a little bit. But he respects Wentz, keeps him the line. And again, looking low, hoping that Wentz makes a mistake. Obviously, you can tell that Dickens much better on corner entry. Wentz the advantage on corner exit. Back to the race. Let's go forward to the race for second. Bachman trying the same thing on Brett Walsh. 10 laps to go here in our first feature of the night on Thursday Night Thunder. Salas with a 1 second lead on the battle for second. I think that's probably the biggest lead we've seen anyone have here throughout the contest. Bachman trying once again. Whatever it takes, he needs these points badly. 45 back on Trevor Giroux coming in, the Philly Flyer, currently in the 15th spot. Definitely needs these points badly, as we're a couple weeks away from entering the drop portion. Wentz and Dickens make contact. Here comes Dick Kinsey and Lawson to take advantage of it. The 639, as he let Wentz keep the spot. Some feathers were ruffled, though, in that situation, and Kinsey wants the final spot in the top 5. 7 laps to go here. So Kinsey moves up to 5th. Wentz is having trouble with that 118. Could lose another position to Brian Lawson. Lawson tucks back in line. To the race for second once again. Walsh, you saw kiss the wall with the right rear quarter panel. That's just a little kiss. 5 laps to go for Isaac Salas. Lead is up to 1.3 seconds on the 52. Walsh looking so good in these 358 modifieds now. In the beginning, had to get used to this competition, but he's adapted really well as you're on board with Sam Bachman underneath for that second spot. Can he get it away from Brett Walsh here? We're coming to 3 laps to go this time by. So Bachman needs to secure a second at the line, then get a caution flag if he wants to get back in. There's contact between him and the 52. Isaac Salas up on the wall, finds a way to hang on to it. 3 laps to go. If Bachman wants a yellow, he needs it now to get back into this race. Walsh tries to counter it back. They are Hoosier to Hoosier into turn number 3. And the headman pushes up Bachman once more. This is good, hard racing. NASCAR, take notes with 2 to go. And there's more contact once again. Walsh catches some air. This is hard racing for second at its finest. White flag waves, final lap underway for Isaac Salas. Bachman able to clear Walsh for right now off for turn number 2. Salas in the Venom Racing Super Durcar Series. Magnum Race Design number 4. Off the corner, checkered flag. Isaac Salas wins. Second, Sam Bachman. Third is Brett Walsh. 4th, Brian Dickens. Dylan Kinsey is 5th. Anthony Morano from 22nd to 8th tonight. So the IRC from ND takes his second win of the season in fixed 358 competition. 2 wins and 5 starts, not bad for Isaac. So we pop up the results here from tonight. Dylan Kinsey, a great run from 15th to 5th. John Morano finishing 12th after starting in the back. Probably the heartbreaks here without question. Trevor Giroux, Scott Rayome. A lot of the drivers that were running up near the front before an accident happened. And so we'll get the top 3 all in here in just a moment. Isaac Salas the first in. We're not going to waste any time. We'll get to him while second and third get in. Isaac, a great run, man. Took advantage of that big wreck amongst the leaders, but your car was just pretty much flawless throughout the night. Isaac, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
You got
Can you
us?
hear me?
Yep, we got you now.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, no, it was something. I mean, you take them any way you can get them, and it sucks that it was cause of a big wreck, but I mean, I don't know what you even do. You kind of just take it with a grain of salt and be happy you weren't too hurt.
Absolutely. But hey, a win's a win, and you were a lot faster than Sam Bachman and Brett Welch while they were battling for second.
Well, good. I'm I'm glad, man. I felt really, really good up top, man, and just a little bit of hiccups in the heat race. When you get the invert, try to make up what you can, and yeah. Once we got to the feature, I was like, man, it's like if that top comes in, I feel like I got a pretty good chance to move forward. Uh, you know, and I think I showed how good the top actually was right there to somebody. I don't remember who it was I was battling with, but it felt like right after that, everyone was running the top. So yeah, happy to be in front for once.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
Yeah, Venom Racing. It's good to see a couple good runs. It's always terrible to see some bad runs, but it's good to hang out with the guys no matter what. Dean, the Super Dirt Car Series, Magnum Race Designs, Tommy Gun Customs, RSN Trackside with you, sir. Mission 22, my Gramps, Top Notch Trucking. I know he's watching, so hi, Gramps. Yeah, other than that, thanks to you for the broadcast, Marty. You do an amazing job. Thanks to Coast to Coast for the league. Everybody here, it's even though it wasn't the greatest, it's still a great, awesome group of guys and racers. And so it's always a pleasure to be out here with them. Thanks to Kelser for watching. Thanks to my friends and family. And yeah, good run to Mr. Brett and Sam.
Well done tonight. Great job. Best of luck at the big block.
Awesome. Thank you, buddy.
So Isaac Salas, the winner. Let's go to the man that finished in second tonight, Sam Bachman. Sam, I don't think I've ever seen our car flip, then not use a quick repair and finish second. That was a run you really needed considering the points battle.
Yeah, I was asking Logan behind me how my rear end looked because it felt a little crabbed out, and they were saying it was a little pushed in or whatever, but I just kind of dealt with it or whatever, and it didn't really feel too bad. It felt pretty gripped up, especially when it started taking rubber in the middle, where me and Brett, where I made that pass on Brett or whatever, it really started taking rubber there in the middle, and it was really getting quick.
Take me through that battle for a second between you and Brett. That was a lot of hard, close racing, a little bit of contact, but hey, that's just good old short track racing, as they say.
Yeah, no, definitely it's fun racing when you can just barely rub doors or whatever and fight for a little bit of position. But yeah, I just found out or started working the bottom and then it wasn't really working for me, so I started using that middle and felt how rubber up it was. And once I got to his door, I think he seen me coming there and then he kind of started playing a little defense, doing what he had to do, but can't blame him. I would have did the same. But it was a good race, that's for sure.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
All the boys over at FTM, Gunner at Swan Speed Shop, Dean over at Super Dirt Car Series, Expert Installation, Marty, you for broadcasting, and Coast Coast.
Well, great job, great run. Best of luck in the big block coming up in just a bit.
Thank you.
So that's Sam Bachman finishing in second. Now we go to the man that finished in third. I don't think I've ever talked with him in the past, but Brett Walsh rounds out the podium. The Hitman, that's another great run for you. What positives do you take away out of this one?
Man, this track you got to be on one on this track. It's either you're 100% on or 100% off.
Yeah, absolutely really is the case. That battle for second at the end, both grooves really seem to come in late at the end. Walk us through that one. Sam just said he really enjoyed that battle.
Me too, man. It was after that last caution, I started messing the top up a little bit, and I seen him coming. He had figured out that kind of middle slider line, and I was like, well, if we're gonna try it, we gotta try it now, and I just could not get into it. And I mean, hey, he got by me, held me down on the bottom, tried to come back, slided some more. He just kept pinching me down. It's racing, man. It happens. You know what I mean? Hey, good for him.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
Hey, man, I would like to thank Elite Sim Sports, DSS, All Out Graphics, 740 Graphics, Clewell, Dudes, Hoosier Tire, man, and Hillbilly Speed Shop.
Well, great run tonight, and best luck in the big block in just a moment.
I appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
Brett Walsh finishing in third tonight. We will step aside and go to break. When we come back, the big blocks take over Lincoln on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a hiatus. So let's get.
Tonight we talked about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neuro, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. this last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Welcome back on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We get set to go for big block action here at the Lincoln Speedway. And we are looking forward to this one once again. Great action in the 358s. Just a moment ago, Isaac Salas taking home the win. Once again, we're glad you could join us here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Sakala with you. While we wait to go with big block action, let's talk about the schedule that is coming up here next week. So next week, week number 11 on the season. So 2 races left to go on the year. Monday, we've got Cedar Lake for the penultimate race for Monday Night Madness. That begins at 7 p.m. with open 358s, Rebels, and Renegades. Tuesday night is Old Timer Tuesday. The retreads on Shaggy TV with fixed 358s at Lernerville and DW12s at Daytona. Oh boy, that should be an interesting race for sure. Wednesday night, Hometown Heroes feature 360s and 410s at the Grove. Thursday night is Thursday Night Thunder. We'll be back next week with the small blocks and the big blocks at Lanier. Championship race Thursday night will be on August 29th at the Oswego Speedway. Oh boy, I can't wait for that one, that's for sure. So drivers are in their meeting at the moment as we get set to go for race time. Car count 20 drivers with us in big blocks tonight. And here's a look at the point standings coming on in. With the drops, it is Brandon Templeton with a tight 2-point lead on the Ant-Man Anthony Morano. And Dylan Kinsey is third. He is 33 points behind your leader. So checking to see if there is any drivers coming down the racetrack. There is the 32 of the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. Definitely had a quiet run in our 358 feature. Yes, he did have a very fast race car. All the action tonight on this Thursday night brought to you by our friends at Flatline Racing Bodies. Practice times look like this. Dylan Kinsey, your quickest driver on the racetrack. Kinsey with a 15:03 in his Full Throttle Motorsports machine. Brandon Templeton second quick at a 15:04. Michael Vitale third, 15:10. Dan McLaren fourth, and Anthony Morano fifth. They each have 15:11s. So qualifying will begin in just a matter of moments. Again, let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. Appreciate you all joining us. Lincoln Speedway with an interesting concession stand. I see French fries. I see ice. All sounds pretty good. So checkers are out here on practice. We are ready to go for qualifying. Nelly checking in on Slide Job Racing Network. And then what is Dino saying on it? His screen went black. So I was wondering what was going on with Dino. And apparently his screen went black. That is a first for me. Sounds like Denny Hamlin's kid turning off Hamlin's simulator screen. So underway here with the opening laps of qualifying. We're gonna watch Brandon Templeton, the 31, put together some laps. As B-Temp sets the bar in lap 1, 15:57. Anthony Morale looking really quick. The Ant-Man at a 15:51. Michael Vitale jumps up to second quick, also 15:51. A lot of 15:51s, but Dylan Kinsey goes 15:38 on lap number 1. As the lap times start to improve here just a little bit, do we see anybody jump up? Kurt Schatzer up to 6th quickest with a 15:52. Brendan Lacey to the checkered flag. Does he improve on lap number 2? 15:59 on the second lap. Here comes Kurt Schatzer working on his final lap off the corner. Checkers wave. Schatzer has a slower lap. Trevor Giroux with a better lap on lap 2. He's up to 9th, 15:57. And let's go to Dan McLaren, who is working on his warm-up lap. 25 seconds remain here for him. I don't believe he'll get the second lap in, so this will likely be his one and only lap he'll have. As we are below 15 seconds. So this lap time goes 14th at a 15:652. So Dylan Kinsey the quickest here. And I believe we will have 3 heats for you. So Brandon Templeton, Dean Reynolds, and Scott Rayome are the pole sitters here for our 3 heats. So ready for heat race number 1, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. Here's how they line up. Brandon Templeton on pole position, the 31. Next to him, Sam Bachman in the 107. Row number 2, the Bird to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. And Dylan Kinsey in the 639. Row 3 at Slide Job, Isaac Salas in the number 5. To his outside, Michael Vecchio in the 007. Rounding out the grid, Clay Christopherson in car number 51. So green flag is out, underway with our first heat race of the night. Winner starts on pole for our 30-lap feature. Brandon Templeton, I think, may have caught the inside wall. Not a lot of yaw for him, as it's Bachman that leads the opening lap. Everyone makes the show regardless. Kinsey and Barker with a good race for the 3rd position. Barker up the track for just a moment. Kinsey moves up to P3. Isaac Salas missed the top 4 in for Michael Vecchio. Meanwhile, his crash, he's done for this heat. Now see if Salas can go high, wide, and handsome for that final spot. The 4th position, check that. So Bachman now gone from the green 358 to the pink big block. Hey, pink makes you look tough. I got no issue with pink, so. Here comes Kinsey for 2nd on the 31. Pair of similar look-alikes. Kinsey trying everything here as coming to the checkered flag this time. Apologies for that. Bachman to the line, takes the win. He starts on pole position. Templeton 2nd, Kinsey 3rd, Salas 4th, Barker 5th, Christopherson 6th, and Vecchio in 7th. So Heat 2 brought to you by Regency Home Inspection. Dino on the pole. Dean Reynolds in the 79, and Brian Lawson is to his outside in car number 9. Row number 2, Michael Vitale in the 213, Anthony Morano in the 32. Row 3, it's Dan McLaren, Soupy in the 88, the Spider Monkey Brandon Dittmer next to him in the 83. John Morano rounds out the field tonight, Johnny in car number 33. Kim checking in, rooting for Isaac Salas. And hello to Gary Sigelcal, join us here tonight as well. So field is just about set to roll off here for their lone pace lap. So here we go for racing. Heat race number 2, winner starts to the outside of the front row. Dino and Lawson bring us to the green flag. Reynolds with a great jump off at turn 2. Contact between Lawson and Vitale for the second spot. Here comes Morano around the outside as Vitale hooked by Dittmer. Dittmer in the air. Can he keep it straight? No, around the 83 goes. Reynolds out in front. Lawson and Morano battle for the runner-up position. Nice run on the exit for the Ant-Man. Now does he challenge his teammate for the lead? And that big block, nice exit. A small block will work here pretty well with the length of Lincoln Speedway. So we're halfway home, 3 up and 3 down. Quickest driver on the track is Lawson, 15:75. Also had McLaren at 15:71, Dean Reynolds 15:79 from the back bumper of the race leader with 2 to go. Both crews working really well early. The preliminary part here of heat action. Morano, great pass through, up to second spot for now. Will Lawson be able to fight back, coming to the checkered flag? Yes, they will. Side by side through 3 and 4. You know who's going to win heat race number 2. It's Dean Reynolds. For the line for second, give it to Lawson by 300ths. Oh, what a fun heat battle that was. So Dino picks up the win. And we have one more heat race left to go tonight. John, yeah, you just missed the call to the grid. All right, one more heat race left to go tonight. That's brought to you by Maurer Farm Management, official sponsor of our retreads division. Slide job, Scott Rayom on pole position in the number 4. Philly Flyer Trevor Giroux to the outside. He starts from the second spot. Superman Kurt Schatzer inside row number 2, starting from the 3rd spot to his outside. The low line master, Brennan Lacey, in the 114. Final row tonight, Bob DeGood in car number 7 to his outside. The Desert Demon, the Yoo-Hoo Man, Terry Landis in the 161.
Green flag.
Winner starts inside row number 2. Green flag waves underway. Giroux immediately clears Scott Rayom as Schatzer and Lacey battle for the 3rd position. Lap 1 led by Giroux. Lacey following the 444, one of the quicker drivers out in the field tonight to expect. On board with Lacey. I heard Schatzer get back on the throttle first. But now a tough turn 2 from the number 4. Lacey could not take advantage of it as he's stuck behind him. Schatzer could not make the 2-for-1 special work. Halfway home in our final heat of the night before our feature. Schatzer for third. Contact! Around goes the 218 and hard in the wall. And now Rayom off the pace. Hangs on to it. Gives the bumper to Terry Landis. And Bobby Good puts Rayom in the wall. Yeets him out of the way. So Landis up to third, Lacey in second, but this has all been Trevor Giroux, the Philly Flyer, out in front of the field. Final lap underway for the Venom Racing 075 driver, and once again another heat win for Trevor Giroux. Canada, Giroux takes it home in heat race number 3. Brennan Lacey across the line in second. Terry Landis finishes third. Bob DeGood fourth. Scott Rayom fifth. Kurt Schatzer rounds out the field in 6th. So preliminaries in the books here tonight. We go to warm-ups. When we come back, feature time at the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
You're watching the Coast to Coast Racing League Big Block Modified Division on the C2C Racing Network, presented by Flatline Racing Bodies.
Isaac Salas could go 2 for 2 on the night as we welcome you back to action. Warm-ups here continue. 15:56 for Dylan Kinsey, currently the quickest driver on the racetrack. Again, as we get set to go here for tonight, let us know who you are rooting for in the chat. We've got an exciting one tonight with the big blocks at Lincoln Speedway. Good racing that we've seen. Obviously, the most notable hard racing we saw was between Brett Walsh and Sam Bachman, running for second in the final lap of that one. Anthony Morano, second in points, coming on in. Right now, third quickest in hot laps. There's Kinsey, who's third in points. He's the quickest overall to 15:56. Kinsey rocking a really quick lap here. I don't know why the pit strategy turned on for some reason. I think I may have hit the wrong button possibly. So checkers are out here, and we are set to go for our final feature of the night. Let's meet the field and give you the RSN Trackside starting lineup. On the pole, driving car number 107, it's Sam Bachman. To his outside, and the number 79, it's Dean Reynolds. Row number 2, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux in the 075. To his outside, B-Temp, Brandon Templeton in car number 31. Row 3, Brian Lawson in the number 9. To his outside, the Lowline Master, Brennan Lacey in the 114. Row 4, Dylan Kinsey in the 639. And the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano in the 32. Rounding out the top 10, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis, the 161, and Slide Job, Isaac Salas in the number 5. Row 6, Dan McLaren in the 88, and it's Bob D. Good in the 7. Row 7, it's Jeff Barker, the Bird to Beast, the 513, and Michael Vitale in the 213. Row 7, Slide Job Scotty, Scott Rayom in the number 4, and Clay Christopherson in the 51. Final set of cars tonight, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, Superman Kurt Schatzer on row 9. Final 2 cars tonight, Michael Justified Vecchio in the 213 and John Morano in the 33. My pick to win, it's going to be a tough one. You know what? That car looks hot tonight. Give me Dino in that 79. Reminder, the point standings coming on in. Brandon Templeton starts 4th tonight, 2-point lead on Anthony Morano. The 32 starts 8th. Dylan Kinsey 3rd in points. He starts from row number 4 in 7th. Set to go racing. Steve King Foundation Pace Car on pit road. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast? It's showtime in Lincoln. Off the corner, Bachman and Reynolds door to door for the lead. Can Bachman clear the 79? Not just yet. Off the corner, Dino leads lap 1 by about 0.02 of a second. Bachman unable to go up the racetrack. Top 4 drivers all under a blanket for the top spot. Templeton 3rd, Giroux 4th. Brennan Lacey rounds out the top 5 as Reynolds continues to lead. Now B-Temp in that 31. Tries to follow the 79's path to make his way up to 2nd. Pulls up to the door of the 107 to Bachman. Clay Christopherson has crashed at the 51. No caution flag. We stay under the green. And Templeton right now the quickest driver at a 15.95 last time by. Was slower than the leaders that last lap when he crossed the start-finish line. Here comes Giroux for the 3rd spot. Bachman again on the extreme high side. This could lead to 3 wide. It doesn't. So now Bachman in that 107 following Dean Reynolds. And he's trying to go high. Meanwhile, speaking of high, wide, and handsome, Isaac Salas up 4 spots from 10th. He's in 6th. 15.95 last lap for the driver of the 5. Now under the... Oh, Bachman goes around. From the 2nd spot, I don't know what happened, so we'll have to go to a replay. But with a spin like that, he may have gotten turned. I don't want to know if he did yet. I don't want to say if he did yet. We'll watch the replay. Brandon Templeton behind him. And eats him. Tough break for Sam Bachman again. Following an accident earlier on tonight, the 358. Is that... You see there, just following Dean Reynolds, and around goes the 107. So that could be 2x for Brandon Templeton, so there would not be a perfect night, so would not get those bonus points. And remember, 2-point lead. Anthony Morano currently running in the 8th spot. Dylan Kinsey has jumped his way up into 6th. Here we come for the restart. Reynolds selects the top. Him and Templeton, row 1. Giroux, Lacey, row 2. Isaac Salas rounds out the top 5. There we go. Back to green. B-Temp caught sleeping, but he's in 2nd still. First drivers down low. The Venom teammates of Giroux and Salas. Contact between the 75 and the 639. That allows Salas to move up into the 4th spot and slides up. Oh, Morano! Big contact with McLaren. Everybody somehow keeps it straight. McLaren with heavy damage on the right front. No caution flag. We stay green. The steering is off on that number 88 ride, so trying to limp it back to the pits. Meanwhile, slide job Templeton for the race lead. Dino counters it back here. In the wall he goes. Dino puts a lap on Bob DeGood. The caution waves for the stop, John Morano. What a camera shot there by iRacing, too. A lot of things to digest here as we go to the Malcolm's replay. Watch Morano in that 32. Contact off McKinsey, left the 88 with nowhere to go. Let's go to John Morano, who was already in the wall thanks to Bob DeGood. So this happened. Oh, Lawson caught the wall. Big stack up and a lot of spins that we never caught. Jeez, what is up with this AI race control tonight? I don't know. So it sounds like per AI, yellow's for a wreck, or when drivers wreck, no caution. When drivers are stopped, caution. So, I don't know. So, not the yellow, obviously, one off your Brandon Templeton battling for the race lead. Leaders were approaching the slow Bob DeGood, who was involved in that big accident. Again, yellow was for the stopped John Morano. Luckily for DeGood, I believe, he does stay on the lead lap, but okay, now this is strange. He is restarting in front of Dino. I think this is that. Nope, nope. We're going to go back 1 to green. We're going to go back on, going to turn the lights back on so that way DeGood can get to the back. iRacing has had this glitch happen in the past. If you're on an official race and that happens, that can mess up the leader. Trust me, it happened to me once on a public race. I have a witness. It was Dino. I was not too happy about it. And guess what? I came across the line first. Fun fact. And I still lost that race. All right, we're going to watch this restart from our aerial shot. 8 laps complete. As we come back to green, biggest mover, Kurt Schatzer in the white and yellow 218. Restarting 7th after starting 18th. Reynolds clears Templeton and Lacey, and Brennan underneath for the 2 spot. The 31 kisses the wall for just a moment. Lacey digging it downstairs. But it's Reynolds who holds serve and continues to lead. Here comes Salas around the outside for that 3rd position. Dino keeps it downstairs. Did he open the door for Brandon Templeton? I think he just did. Dino may have to slide job the 31 to hang on. Yes, he does. Templeton, though, top shelf for Mama hides the cookies to the lead on lap 11. And he's in a battle for points, trying to extend that gap. But now does Dino like the bottom? Does he want to save tires? Here comes his buddy Isaac Salas. Contact. Reynolds up on the wall. 4 wide for the 3rd spot. Here come Brennan Lacey, Dylan Kinsey, Trevor Giroux. This is some good stuff, folks. And now it's 3 wide with Kinsey in the sucker hole. Working lap number 13. Here's the 5-lap average. Dino's starting to fade just a little bit. Templeton, obviously, the much better race car. Isaac Salas matching race paces. Dylan Kinsey is sideways. Along with contact with Trevor Giroux, so another championship contender dealing with issues. Kinsey drops down to 5th, but the yellow flag flies once again. Anthony Morano in another accident along with Michael Vecchio. So a championship contender once again with problems. Oh, what on earth? Vecchio gets into the back of him. Very strange accident. Let's ride on board with the 007. He just completely misjudged the entry in turn number 1. That's what it looked like. Let's go from a wider angle. Oh, Vecchio had contact with Christopherson first, and he was just trying to hang on to it, I think, at the same time, trying to stay away from that 51. Unfortunately, he gets right into the back of the Ant-Man. So single file restarts the rest of the race. We are just around the halfway point. So Brandon Templeton trying to hang on.
Green, green, green.
Salas on the Lexan spoiler of Templeton for the lead. Sends it in deep, near contact, Salas lifts. Reynolds third, Lacey fourth, and Dylan Kinsey round out the top 5. First side-by-side battle on track. Sam Bachman rebounding from that first caution spin. He's up in the 7th position. Great recovery for the 107. Could he find a way back up near the front? We're halfway home. He's got to pass 7 other cars. That's going to be tough. Giroux, contact with Schatzer, hangs on to it. That was the battle for the 5th position. Scott Rayom also trying to rebound. Tough in the middle of the pack. Here's a chance for the lead. Salas low on Templeton, pushes him up. Trevor Giroux has crashed, and the caution flag waves on lap 18. Running near the front of the field. See what happened to the Philly Flyer. Ooh, he caught the wall all by himself. Great camera work from iRacing. I think he caught that opening where you go from the grandstands down to the infield. That's where, like, how sponsors get to Victory Lane and stuff like that. So let's ride on board with Giroux. Yep, he did. We're going to rewind this and put it in slow motion. And I'm going to turn on as well the telestrator real quick before we come back to the green flag. Now watch here in slow motion. I'm going to put it around this opening right here. That's what he hits. And bam. Damaged the right front of that 075. Another look at the 5-lap average as we come to green with 11 laps to go. Templeton very quick, but same with Sam Bachman. Field is down the back shoe when we come back to the restart. Remember, Salas started in 10th. He's in 2nd. Kurt Schatzer started 18th. He's in 6th. Here we go. Salas looking to sweep the mod portion of this Thursday night. Reynolds hangs on to 3rd. Brennan Lacey trying to give him a challenge underneath for the bottom step of the podium, but the low line cannot stick. 11 laps to go. And the yellow lights turn on once again. Brandon Dittmer and Anthony Morano, the nightmarish night for the 32 continues. Both hanging out in the back, and Dittmer lost it all by himself. And Morano with nowhere to go. What a miss for Bobby Good. on board the 32. He sees Dittmer completely sideways. Obviously, when you pick a line, you're absolutely committed to it. Two laps till we go back to green. Again, Slide Job Racing Network will be back with you live on Monday for our penultimate race of Monday Night Madness. That'll be a lot of fun as we were at Cedar Lake Speedway, one of my favorite sprint car tracks. The 360s end their season and open 358s at Cedar Lake and Volusia. It'll be a fun ending to the season without question. So single file once again. Pace car is on pit road. Templeton trying to hang on. Looking for his third win of the season with Ty Isaac Salas and wins with big blocks. Only 3 different winners this season in big blocks, and the top 2 have a win. Templeton's got 2. Salas has 3. Only other winner is Dylan Kinsey in 5th. We're back to green. 10-lap shootout. Lacey again tries for 3rd. Tucks back in line. Dylan Kinsey, Kurt Schatzer also looking to gain spots too. Contact between Kinsey and Lacey. Everybody hangs on. Here comes Schatzer for another spot. More contact. That was Tire to North Bar contact. They bang once again. Meanwhile, for the lead, Salas and Templeton touch. Salas went for the slide job. B-Tub hangs on to lead for right now. Puts another slider of his own with 8 to go. He gives Salas the lead. Side by side down the back chute. Salas has the nose out in front into the corner. Templeton with a slide job from hell. They bang once more. And B-Tub puts her back to the front with 7 to go. And the wall goes Kurt Schatzer. The biggest mover is out of it. We go to yellow. And the cream is starting to rise to the top. That was some damn good racing that we saw in the front of the field. Bachman clips Schatzer, puts him in the wall. Around he goes. Saw Jeff Barker grab a piece of that too. On board with Superman. Alrighty, so Salas just showed he's got something from Templeton. Can he get it done, though, is the question. Lights should go off this time, and they will. 6 laps remain when we come back to green. Green flag back out, 6 to go. Templeton holds serve. Top 4 all hold their position. Salas just following the 31 for right now. No mistakes. He'll have a chance of the win. 5 fingers in the air from Barney. 5 laps remaining. Salas not giving up. Now he looks underneath. Is this where he goes for another slide job? Yes, he does. No contact between him and the 31 for right now. He took a peek at it. Didn't work. 4 laps to go. Better X entry into turn number 1. Outbroke the 31. So good in 3 and 4. but unfortunately Templeton immediately clears him. A bad time to take the slide job. And now B-Temp starts to run away with it. 3 laps to go. Does he have the afterburners turned on? Salas up on the wall. He needs a caution. Meanwhile, Brendan Lacey low for third. Has to cut it back. Dylan Kinsey. Did Kinsey get DQ'd or did he blank? I think Kinsey just got 12X out of that. I don't know, though. As he just disappeared, Lacey hangs on to 4th, and now Sam Bachman back in the 5th position. Meanwhile, Salas, a 1 second lead behind Templeton. White flag is out for the points leader. B-Temp in the Hammer Down Racing Dirt Track Bank, number 31. A 2-point lead coming in. It's going to be extended. Templeton, checkered flag, wins in the big block. Salas second, Reynolds third, Lacey fourth. Bachman a great comeback to 5th. John Morano, the biggest mover, up 12 spots to 8th. So it's Brandon Templeton that takes the win here tonight in big block action. And again, 3rd win of the season. Top 3 pose for a podium gap. 0.8 of a second between B-Temp and Salas at the end. Scott Rayum and Clay Christopherson all with good charges from the second half of the pack. Heartbreak of the race, Dylan Kinsey, one of them. And also Trevor Giroux. So still waiting on one of the top 3 drivers to get in. And a reminder, next week, 2 races left to go in the season. It will be at Lanier Raceplex for the penultimate race right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. All right, so we've got 2 of the top 3. We're waiting for Brandon Templeton. And we'll get your 3rd place finisher here, Dean Reynolds. Dino, first off, before I begin with Coast to Coast action, hell of a Super Dirt Car Series feature last night at Fulton. That was not disappointing one bit.
Well, how about the entire Summerfest?
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. Canandaigua and Fulton. But, yeah, we waited 3 years to get to Fulton with the big blocks. We did, and now we got to get Fulton scanned for iRacing. What do you think, Marty?
Probably a good idea. Well, we'll just have to see when that happens is the case. So, but
yeah.
Before we get to the big block race as well, you said that your screen went black in the 358. Did Buddy turn off your PC or something?
No, we think it's a driver or something that's just getting old, and I had to tow with that accident there in lap 6 or whatever, and I came out of the pits. I came out in plenty of time, and but I just all of a sudden I went into 1 and the screen went black, and oof. I mic'd up right away, and I felt so bad because it was right in front of the field, and it took out Scotty and who knows what else, and I'm like, what the heck? And that's the second time that happened. It happened a couple weeks ago at Williams Grove. And then I towed again. I went back out. It was a lap down, and I was just hanging in the back for points, and the screen went black again. I got right out.
Oof.
And I apologized when I went in the big blocks, and and I apologized just now when I left, and I feel so bad. I don't want to ruin anybody's race, and then when it's equipment like that, you feel like a heel.
Yeah.
You feel like a dink.
Well,
but thanks to DJ, we ran some new drivers. We got them loaded, and it went fine in the big blocks.
Well, didn't need him there. 3rd place finish. Great night for you. I know you'll take it. I know you wanted that win. But Brandon had an opening on that outside, and he took advantage of it.
Yeah, I think I got beat by 2 better drivers. I wasn't comfortable in doing the matinee. I felt not comfortable, and then I thought I was all right here, and Brandon got me on the outside. I didn't even know where to run. And then luckily I had DJ and Dalton Dewart and my spot me and helped me tell me some lines and where to go, and I think that helped me stay 3rd, or else if I didn't have them, I probably would have been a 7th place car. So Lincoln changed. I didn't know where to go, and that's unusual for me at Lincoln. I usually do fairly well there, but you know what? Congrats to Brandon. Congrats to Isaac. They were the better 2 drivers. Yeah, I know Brennan was all over me there. I was watching the relative. He was fading back, and then he was on me, fading back on me. But I think I got in a good groove there the last 10 laps. I kept trying to keep the tires heated up, and yeah, we'll take a podium after what happened in the 358s, and yeah, I'm happy with it. We'll take third.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
All the guys at Full Throttle Motorsports, of course. Gotta thank those guys. DJ from DJ Sim Shop. DJ actually loaded this paint for me from Bowman Designs with the new Spec Map Gold on it. Again, he helped me out with the drivers. He took me into the other Discord room to download all this stuff. I'm computer stupid as you can get. I don't know anything about these damn things. And he just downloaded stuff as quick as we can so I can get into the big block race. So I got to thank them. Sorry to Scotty Riome for taking out his lead in that 358s. He went in the room with me together and we talked, and he's not mad or anything. He knew it was just something that happened, but sorry to him. But got to thank Flatline Bodies. Lots of times I forget about them because they sponsor the 358s and the Big Block Nights. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be here, Marty. So we got to thank them. We got to thank you for doing another amazing telecast. Are you flying solo or Shaggy with you?
Just solo today.
All right, you're solo. So thank you again for doing that. And hopefully Megan's watching and my dad's watching. I did send them the link, and then we'll be back on Monday. I'm home on Monday, so we'll give her a heck on Monday.
Awesome, man. Great job tonight, and best of luck next week.
Thanks, Marty, and good seeing you at Land of Legends too, my friend.
Yeah, you as well. I'll see you Tuesday at Ransomville, so that's a good thing too.
All right, I'll be there.
Awesome. Dean Reynolds, our third place finisher here tonight. Isaac Salas, second place finisher. Let's bring him on into the room. Isaac, what more did you need on those final laps for Brandon?
I don't know. More tire. Him to have less horsepower. I don't know.
That caution flag, that final yellow, I don't think that was one that you really wanted, because I thought you had a really good chance at taking the win away from Templeton as long as you guys were side by side.
Yeah, we, dude, I don't know how close it was for you, but for me in the cockpit view, man, that slider he threw on me right before the caution was inches from my front bumper, dude. It was awesome. It was so cool. But I think that if we could have kept going like that, I kind of had a pretty good, like a mojo almost. Like I had a lot of confidence going into the corners and knowing exactly where he was going to be. So it was gonna be a show for those last 7 laps if it stayed green.
Absolutely was, and you two did put on a great show. So who do you want to give shout outs to on the run?
Yeah, Venom Racing again, Dean, the Super Dirt Car Series. It's good to see him up in the podiums, and Magnum Race Designs, Tommy Gun Customs, Arson Trackside, Mission 22, Top Notch Truck with the Gramps. I know he's still watching, so hi again. But yeah, other than that, thanks to Kelser for watching. I know she's watching. Thank you for the broadcast, Mr. Marty. It's a happy belated birthday, by the way. Just
Thank you.
Put that in the live chat. Tell them happy birthday. But yeah, other than that, thanks my friends and my family for watching. And awesome run to Brandon, and then congrats to Dean as well.
Alrighty, man. Great job tonight, and we'll talk to you next week.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Salas finishes in second, and now we go to victory lane to talk with your winner, Brandon Templeton. Those 10 laps, man, at the end were not easy, having to hold off one of the best to do it.
No, it was an absolute war there. When Isaac gets behind you, you're about guaranteed to see a slider if the track will accept one, and it came, and I just had to kind of give him everything he was giving me right back and try to hold the line. And as long as I could cross over and get even with him, there was always a chance I could get it back in the next corner, and that's what we did. But there was some close ones there. I mean, we were inches apart for quite a few laps there. It was a ton of fun.
How did you feel about your car throughout the entire race? Your car looked really good in that beginning when, well, I shouldn't say directly at the start, but when you passed Steen for the lead, it looked really good.
Yeah, I think the middle started kind of slicking off where he was. There started being a little bit more grip or little marbles up a little bit higher, and I was able to use them to get more speed and keep my momentum through the corners and carry it down the straights. House off to Dean, for holding it down and giving me a lane there, and it was good racing. But I gotta say, sorry to Sam Bachman. I know it kind of bottled up there, but I got into him on exit there on the corner, and so I owe him a big apology there. I didn't mean to do that.
Next week, Lanier, what do you expect going on in?
Tight, good racing. That track's usually slicks off pretty quick. Usually has a top and a bottom here and there, and it'll change lanes. So another awesome track, should put on a good show.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
I got to thank Cadillac Recovery, Jay with Dirt Track Bank, Flatline Racing Bodies, Got Your Six Racing Network, Mission 22, all the guys on the team, Joe Halter, Kurt Schatzer, Brian Dickens, Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Hogan Lawn and Landscapes. You guys for putting on the broadcast and for filling in tonight. It's an awesome show. Thanks to everyone for helping out with the league and everyone that watches the broadcast at home. Thanks.
Great job tonight. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Brandon Templeton celebrates in victory lane, third win of the season for the driver of the number 31. So with that being said, that will do it for us here tonight. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday night. We will talk to you on Slide Job Racing Network Monday from Cedar Lake Speedway. On behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing Network, all the fine drivers, Amazon sponsors, Roger Craig and his great crew, Marty Sakala saying so long. Your winners tonight here at Lincoln Speedway, Isaac Salas and Brandon Templeton. So long, everyone.